Buying a new guitar this day and age can be quite daunting. Everyone on the internet has their own opinion. If you want a young Jimmy Page or a young Nita Strauss and get your son or daughter a guitar for Christmas, if you want to get a guitar for yourself, or if you used to play back in the day, but you're terrified of coming into a music store and looking at all the little daft categories of guitars you can get, so you sit at home and play the drums. I get asked questions like this on a daily basis here in store, so I'm here today to talk to you about all the different sizes and kinds of guitars there are. It can also be quite mind-boggling as well, all the little accessories you can get with guitars, what you'll need, what you won't need. We'll get to that in a second though, but for now, let's chat classical guitars. Classical, or Spanish, or flamenco guitars are extremely popular when it comes to you beginners out there, for a number of reasons. Number one, the entry-level ones are lovely and cheap. So if you're not really digging playing guitar after a few weeks, leave in the corner of your living room a nice little ornament. Number two, they're very lightweight. The lovely, easy things to pick up and play, nice and resonant and very, very loud, so you're not having something too big and cumbersome strumming over all the time. And number three, probably the most defining factor, is that they have nylon strings as opposed to the normal steel strings. So it's nice and easy on your fingers, because playing guitar can hurt after a little while until you get your fingers all calloused up. Nylon string classical guitars though, do have a slightly more duller sound to a standard acoustic guitar, or the guitars you might be known to, which is why they're so popular in Spanish music. With that though, they are nice and easy on your fingers, but the neck width is slightly wider than your standard acoustic or electric guitar, which can be quite good when it comes to learning chords. You don't fumble over your fingers, but some people can find it a little bit too wide, so they immediately go for the normal acoustic guitar. More perks of this though, is that they come in a number of sizes. So if you want your little ones to start, we do 3/4 ones and half size ones, and even, this is great, quarter size guitars. So it's almost the size of a ukulele. And for 35 quid, get it for your son and daughter and see if they enjoy it. Acoustic guitars are slightly similar to their sexy Spanish cousins, but with a few little differences. Like I mentioned, they're steel strung. So the strings themselves are actually metal, which makes it a lot brighter and louder. The neck width as well is a little bit slimmer, so the strings are a little bit closer together, a little bit easier to work around. They're slightly heavier as well, due to the robust build quality it takes to keep the strings nice and tight for you. Shapes and sizes as well, there's a few different options. This is a Dreadnought, the most popular acoustic guitar ever made, and the first acoustic guitar ever made. Lovely, rich, full-bodied sound, it ticks all the boxes. You hear it on everything from Bob Dylan to Taylor Swift. Other options are, though, jumbo guitars. Think Johnny Cash. Big, warm, strum away, awesome guitars. Smaller ones too, like these little Yamahas. Great little things for traveling with, great for starting off if you're only small, aka a kid, but not just for kids. Think Ed Sheeran. He plays guitars this size. And he's doing quite well at the moment, isn't he? Another option as well is parlor guitars. Parlor guitars are the same as Dreadnoughts, kinda, but a little bit slimmer around the waist area, which makes them a little bit brighter, but still super easy to play. I've realised I'm saying all these words like jumbo, parlor and Dreadnought. What that actually means is the shape of the body of the guitar. There's many other different options as well, like concerts and grand orchestras. If it all gets a bit too daunting for you, just remember Dreadnought ticks all the boxes. Check that out, or come in at PMT and speak to one of us here. Besides that, another word which terrifies people is the word cutaway. All a cutaway is some guitars have a little bit of wood cut away here, which allows you to get to the higher frets. In a nutshell, electroacoustic guitars are acoustic guitars with electrics in them. Literally, they're exactly the same. You play them like a normal acoustic, or plug them into a little amplifier. That is the benefit of having electronics in them. There's a little pickup situated under the bridge, which picks up the vibrations, or there's a little microphone inside. Other benefits are, besides plugging into a little amplifier and tweaking the sounds, making it a bit louder, is you can record with it. Plug it straight into your computer and record your lovely ideas. Or loop it, like Mr. Ed Sheeran does, who I mentioned before. He plugs his guitar into a pedal, records on it, then plays over it thinking up ideas in his next big $1 million hit. It's also great for practicing having loop pedals as well. So if you've got an acoustic guitar and loop pedal, you'll be absolutely flying. There's normally two different options when it comes to electrics as well. Little controls inside the sound hole, hidden away, one volume and one tone. Volume obviously makes it louder, tone makes it duller and brighter. Or this option, which is a little pickup on this side. There's normally a volume, a 3-band EQ or an EQ, again to make it duller or brighter, have a little fiddle with it when you're in the shop, and a tuner, which is one of the main benefits of having electrics in your guitar. You can tune by pressing a button, you haven't got to buy any add-ons or accessories. Speaking of electroacoustics, let's move on to full-on electrics. Probably the loudest part of every PMT store. But don't walk in and pick up an electric guitar and strum like an acoustic and think you're going to be as loud as Angus Young. The way these guys work, or with a cable and a guitar amplifier. The solid bits of wood with pickups in them. Pickups are magnets. Pickups transfer the vibrations of the strings through the cable into the amplifier and give it that kind of classic electric guitar sound, whether it be clean or distorted. There's a number of different versions as well. Single coil pickups, which are that kind of Jimi Hendrix, Stevie Ray Vaughan, twangy kind of Dire Straits thing. There's humbuckers. These guys, which are nice and thick sounding, Jimmy Page, Angus Young, Eddie Van Halen. And there's also hollow bodies, which may look like acoustics, and they are a little bit louder when you strum them not plugged in, but it kind of just affects the sound once it's plugged in. It's a slightly warmer sound, but can get quite twangy, sound like rockabilly, that kind of cool stuff. Size-wise as well, usually they're about the same size, besides different scale lengths, which just mean an inch or two here and there. But PMT are kind enough to offer some smaller guitars for the youngsters out there. Boy or girl, there's no specific guitar, whether you're a man or a lady, besides some daft colours, but I'm partial to a sparkly pink guitar every now and then. The smaller guitars are exactly the same, solid wood, 3 pickups or 2 pickups. There's small hollow bodies as well. All you need is a cable and an amplifier and you'll be absolutely rocking. So that was a little overview of the electric guitars. But if you're serious about starting with electric guitars, check out my electric guitar buying guide video on the PMTV UK YouTube channel, where I talk about every different feature and style of a number of different electric guitars. I personally started out with electric guitar and I wish I started out with acoustic. I would be a lot better now. But there's nothing wrong with grabbing electric first and just wailing away on it. It'll make it fun for you if all you want to play is Metallica and Black and Black, Black and Black, Back in Black, but make sure you have an acoustic guitar next to you so you can sit and chill and practice those chords. When it comes to guitar accessories and bric-a-brac, there's lots of cool things you can get, and us guitarists love cool, flashy things. But if you don't want to buy it individually, which we'll talk about in a second, get yourself one of these, a starter pack. Loads of companies out there these days have packs where you can just walk into a store, grab a guitar, and it comes with everything you could possibly need. A tuner, a guitar strap, some plectrums, and online lessons when it comes to these lovely Fender ones. They do acoustic guitars, like I said, comes with everything you possibly need, and electric guitars. Like I said, you need an amplifier and a cable, all in one handy box from Squier, who are Fender, if you didn't know that already. There's a couple of different versions. There's a 3 single core one, like I mentioned before, and there's guitars with humbuckers in, if you want that kind of thick, raw sound, as opposed to that bluesy Jimi Hendrix, Stevie Ray Vaughan sound, which is great. Other options are as well, one of the coolest things, Epiphone have a slash guitar. Yes, a slash guitar, for not a lot of money at all. It comes with a lovely slash bag, and the Epiphone slash guitar, which is exactly the same color as his, I don't know what it is now, 12.5 grand custom shop Gibson that he plays. So for 200 quid, I believe, you can rock out like Slash, walk into a shop, buy a box and be good to go. If you want to totally personalize your first guitar experience and not just walk in and buy a box, you're more than welcome. Find a guitar that you really enjoy and find all the little cool accessories to go with it. That's part of the fun. Little tuners, for example, that clip onto the headstock, nice and discreet. Behind there, these Korg ones are great, range between 10 and 20 pound, run on a watch battery and last for years and years and years. Get a nice strap, which suits your personality. Multicolor ones start about 5 to 10 pound. Moving up to some nice Fender and Levy's ones, either Paisley or cool kind of 60s vibes, or get ones with ladies' bums on. It's pretty great. Also though, if you are that singer-songwriter, up-and-comer, you can get little things like capos. Capos change the keys of the song. So if you know a song which is 3 chords, E, A, and D, super simple chords for open tunings, well, standard tunings, open chords, you put one of these on, you can change the key. So put this on the 2nd fret. It's exactly the same chord shapes, but just 2 frets up. So I hope this was good for you, a little overview of some of the cool guitars we have, the different variations, if you're starting out yourself, buying the little ones a guitar, or want to get back into it after a little bit of time away. And everything has changed, because over the past 20 years, everything has changed. I nearly get as giddy as some of the people buying their first guitar, because I remember how fun it was back then, buying all the little things and learning chords and getting horribly frustrated and wanting to pull my hair out, but it's all part of the fun. Everyone's done it, I've done it, Eddie Van Halen's done it, Brian May's done it. We've all been there, it's part of the fun, and I hope what I've said has kind of swayed you in the right direction, or at least helped you. Give us a call, and we'll definitely help you out in the store. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up and subscribe to PMTV UK on YouTube for lots more cool guitar and music related content. If you want any more information on any of the guitars I spoke about, check them out at pmtonline.co.uk or call into one of our forever expanding PMT stores. Each one of our stores has its own Twitter, Instagram and Facebook page. Be sure to like your local one for more info, or them all if you're feeling that nice. I've been Dagan, and I love playing guitar. I'll see you next time.